Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to the Showdown ladder. Today we're going to be hitting up the OU tier with this Nidoqueen team that I made. It's pretty, I don't think it's standard, but it has some pretty staple mons in the OU tier. Like Rotom Wash, Tornti, and Clef. I have defensive Infernic because I didn't want to lose to Weavile and things like that. But yeah, let's look for a battle. While we're looking for a battle, I just want to say that the I'm Tired shirts and hoodies are available down below for 11 more days, apparently. 11 more days. I'm picking up, well, I already got this one. This one. I like this one. Ooh. But it looks like we have a battle, so if you guys want to pick one up, you guys can. And this guy's team really hates Rotom. And Thunderwave Clef. I have Thunderwave Stealth Rock because I wanted to use 4 attacks Nidoqueen. Maybe I'll change it up as we keep going, but I'm thinking Darmanitan's going to be his lead of choice. Either way, Rotom just has a great lead matchup versus anything on his team, except for this monster. But it's fine. We're going to go out into our Torn, because Torn can take a Draco, and I can just hit him with a knockoff, depending on how much it does. If it does too much, then obviously I don't want to do that, but he ends up going for Psyshock. I also have Clef, which isn't to a KO, so I'm actually going to go for U-turn right here, regardless of what he does. If he wants to go out to his Rotom, that's fine. I would go for knockoff, but I don't want to lose my Big Bird just yet. Excuse me. Ooh. Well, time to drink some Poland Spring. Shoutouts to them for sponsoring this video. Oh. Anyway, we're going to hit him with a U-turn as he actually ends up going out into his Ferrothorn, which I don't mind. We get some nice... we actually learn a good amount right there, and we're able to find out that he is Rocky Helmet. So, gonna go out to Nidoqueen because I can scare this thing with the Fire Blast. I'm positive I can scare it with the Fire Blast, but I really don't want to go for Sludge Wave, expecting him to go... Like, I really do want to go for Sludge Wave, expecting him to go Rotom or Latios, but, like, I don't know, would he expect... Like, I have, like, 4 different Stealth Rockers on this team. You have to know I would go for... I'm just gonna go for Fire Blast, forget it. I don't want to be one of those guys. If I need to predict Rotom later, I will. I don't want to be one of those guys that goes for Sludge Wave on a Ferrothorn and gets blown back because of it. But he goes out to Rotom, which I don't really mind too much. I am actually going to go out into my my Clef right here. If he Volt Switches, that's fine. Actually, I'm debating about being aggressive and predicting him to go for anything that's not Volt Switch. He doesn't like switching into this Mon. And part of me just wants to weaken this Rotom. Like, I really want to weaken this Rotom, because it's the only thing that can burn my Rotom. I really want to go for Sludge Wave, but I guess he's just going to go for Hydro Pump anyway, so I'll just go to Clef and get up my rocks. As he goes for Will-O-Wisp, wow, I would have been able to KO him. That doesn't necessarily matter too much, because I can get up my rocks here. He's just going to Volt Switch out into his Ferrothorn anyway. If I was Combine Clef, I think I just won the game. Like, Combine Clef is really strong versus this guy's team, and I'm still not worried about his Latios just because I have... Okay, this monster I'm worried about, but I'm not worried about Latios because I have the combination of Jirachi, Clef, as well as Torn to eventually come back in. So Darmanitan is going to come out. We're going to go out to Rotom because I am Phys Def, and I can take any hit he wants to go for, as he is going to go for the Flare Blitz. Looks like... Actually not sure what type of damage that is, not going to lie. I'm going to go for Pain Split just in case he decides to go for Flare Blitz again. I'll gain more recovery anyway, and I'll also be able to... I'll get HP versus anything on his team, bar like Pidgeot. So everything on his team will give me HP. Darmanitan is already low enough to the point where all I need is 1 flinch from Heart Stamp in order to beat him. But he goes Latios, as I am able to get back just a bit. I don't really mind if he goes for the Defog right here. I'm just going to go out to my Jirachi. Jirachi can take any hit Latios wants to go for. I doubt he'd throw it on HP Fire when I've already showed Clef and Torn as my main switch-ins. Man, I love water. I already showed Clef and Torn as my main switch-in, so he's either going to go for Defog here or drop a Draco, I would think. Yep, goes for Defog. Completely fine. Again, we're just going to go for U-turn. It's a no-risk play because I do have Clef to stay in, or go out into, rather, regardless of what move he goes for. As he goes out to Ferrothorn, a little bit unfortunate because I am just going to be taking all that extra damage, but I can go right out into my Nidoqueen one more time. And once again, I kind of want to click Fire Blast because I really feel like this is the turn that he'll stay in. But again, I just want to click Sludge Wave as well, predicting the Rotom. Should have predicted it last time, that way I don't have to predict it this time. But we're going to go for Sludge Wave actually, see if we can catch him on this switch. This is the only Stealth Rocker on his team, so if he gets up rocks, that'll be okay, because I'll just force him to defog, as he actually ends up going out into Rotom Wash, and now I'm not sure if this actually 2 KOs. If I was a Nidoking, this easily 2 KO'd. I know he's defensive just based on how much he took. We're going to risk it right here. Let's see if we get the KO, as we do. So Rotom is gone. Great. He has no way of burning my Rotom or wearing it down unless he gets like a Heat Wave burn from Pidgeot, since Flare Blitz cannot burn due to the fact that he has Sheer Force. But he goes into Weavile. I do have the Weavile check / counter on my team, which is my Infernape, and I can just fire off a Will-O-Wisp after that. Yum. 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 So we're going to hit him with a Will-O-Wisp this time, as I kind of expect him to go out into Latios right now. Actually, this is a hard turn for him. I kind of want to go for low kick, but I lose from going for low kick. It hits Darmanitan, it hits Latios for a little bit of damage. There's no point in going for the Will-O-Wisp right now, as he actually ended up staying in his Weavile, so that's cool. I'm able to knock him out. Or no, he actually has a Focus Sash. Okay, that's fine. I'll just be able to slack off right now. I mean, Weavile's Sash being broken is nice. This is defensive Infernape, so I guess technically Ferrothorn could set up on me, but at the same time, I do have what's it called? I do have Taunt, so Ferrothorn can't really do much, and I can just burn it. So, Latios is gonna come out. I don't know do I really want. He's gonna double right now into Darmanitan, or he's gonna go for the Psyshock or Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn or Darmanitan is coming out. I'm actually just gonna go out to my Jirachi. I don't care. As he actually ends up going for HP Fire, predicting that. Good play on his part. I do not want him to 1v1 me by going out into Ferrothorn and just hitting me with the Iron Barb / Rocky Helmet or whatever. So I'm going to go out into my Nidoqueen right here, expecting him to want to double. If he stays in, that'll work out fine anyway, because Nidoqueen won't go down to any one hit as he goes out into Ferrothorn, which is cool. Because now, one more time, I can just hit him with a Fire Blast. Doesn't matter what comes out. As he actually ends up staying in, so that's great. Again, just bringing it one step closer to flinching him to death with my Jirachi's Heart Stamp. I honestly think that is my win con. As Latios is going to come out. What do I want to do versus this? I think sacking Torn and just going for T-Wave with Michael Fable is just the best play. Infernape, does Infernape still have any like goodness in this match? Can it do anything? I guess it checks Weavile, but then again, so does Clash, so does Rotom. None of them dies. I mean, this mon doesn't do anything either, but if I can Thunder Wave Pidgeot, then it wins. So I guess you could say it does do something. I don't really need Infernape too much, but it is a fire resist. I'm not sure how well it would take a Flare Blitz though. So we're actually gonna sack my Torn right here because it doesn't outspeed anything on his team. If he is Scarf Darmanitan, I can't do crap. I will be able to go out into my Clefable and just go right for the Thunder Wave right now. Just catching anything upon switching. If he wants to stay in, again, that's fine as well. Goes Darmanitan, so we are able to Thunder Wave that thing. Really, really nice for us. And I kind of want to get up rocks here, because that'll just make me beat Weavile as well as Latios. And if he goes for U-turn, I'm expecting my Rotom. Again, Latios can't beat me 1v1. Once I get up rocks, if he goes for the Flare Blitz, then he'll be killing himself. He actually goes for Superpower, so that's really, really nice. Because what I can do is just fire off a double Thunder Wave. I think he was expecting my Rotom right there, so I can fire off a double Thunder Wave. As he actually ended up forfeiting, it was pretty much over. He couldn't beat this thing anyway. So let's get into the battle. Love this, by the way, straight out of the Bronze. We got another game, and Mold Breaker Juro, which this looks like is a really, really big threat to this team. Huge threat to this team. It actually OHKOs like everything on my team. Nidoqueen is actually a pretty good lead, because if he's defensive landers, I can beat it 1v1. Unfortunately, leads off with the 1 counter to my entire team, so we're going to have to switch out into our Torn. Why did he lead off with Alakazam, man? And this is Mega, too. But he got my Regenerator. I'm not... Huh? Calm down, bro. I'm not about to give you sheer force. We're going to hit him with a U-turn right here. See how much we could do, as he actually ends up staying in with Alakazam. So that's perfect, because again, I can just go right for U-turn with Jirachi. Yes, he will be getting back some Regenerator HP, but we also bait in Landorus and get to see what type of Landorus it is, if it has leftovers or not. So Lando's going to come out. We'll see if he's Rocky Helmet or leftovers or Scarf. That looks defensive, and he does have a Rocky Helmet, so that does confirm it. Nidoqueen is just the best play right here. Yes, Alakazam can come out, however, I still do have Jirachi in the back, I guess you could say. I know that Keldeo is going to come out right now, but I'm going to go for Ice Beam anyway. I don't want to deal with this Landorus. And if I get off any damage, like right there, Heart Stamp 2 it KOs now, so we'll be able to go out into our Rotom Wash right now on a Scald or something, as he actually ends up going for Hydro Pump. What's the play I want to make right here? I think I just want to burn him, honestly. I don't want him going out to Excadrill trying to be like cheeky and dodge a Volt Switch. As we miss! Incredible. That's so annoying. I tried to get the Excadrill, would have gotten it on the Switch, but nope, that's Pokemon. So we're going to try to make the Torn play, see if he predicts that he goes for Rock Slide. No, he goes for Earthquake. So that's really nice because one more time I could just go for U-turn as Sylveon's actually going to come out. So that invites in the Behemoth. Come here. Come here. Come here. Think you're a counter? Yeah, I'm going for Earth Power right here. I'm not going for Sludge Wave. I don't want him going out to Excadrill, as he actually ends up going out to Keldeo. So Keldeo's going to not go down, unfortunately. However, we already know he specs Keldeo based on the damage that he did to my Rotom, so I can go out into my Torn, and I want to fire off a Hurricane. I don't want to go for U-turn as he goes Lando. Thankfully, we are going to hit, and we actually get a crit as well. So some nice justice right there for missing the Heat Wave, or the Will-O-Wisp rather, on the Excadrill. We're just going to go for Heat Wave right now, following it up. That will be able to knock out Landorus, and we don't have to deal with rocks this game. Perfect. Unfortunately, this does invite in Alakazam, and what Alakazam can do is just go for the Psychic. He can even go for Shadow Ball if it wants to, so I have to think about what I want to sack right here. Rotom's still kind of viable, sort of, kind of. Once I get a Brox, I don't really see Rotom's viability. I don't want to go out to Jirachi because I don't want to go in for Shadow Ball. Actually, then again, I don't think Shadow Ball will kill me, so I'm going to go out to Jirachi anyway. I really don't think Shadow Ball will kill me, as he goes for Psychic. So that's cool, because I can U-turn out into basically anything right now. Excadrill is going to come out. I'm going to go out into my Torn because I need to get the Regenerator health. I need to. And we'll see if he'll go for the Earthquake right now. Again, I don't see the viability of my Rotom in this game, so I'm actually just going to go out to Rotom as he goes for Rock Slide. So now this is cool because I can go for the Volt Switch as Sylveon's going to come out, and we can just go out to Jirachi and click Iron Head. Bisharp comes out, I do have, unless it's Pursuit Bisharp, which I don't see it being just because he does have Scarf, Excadrill, and Sylveon. So basically my thought process behind him not being Pursuit Bisharp is that he has checks, very viable checks to the Lottie Twin, so I don't see him being Pursuit. So I'm going to go for Iron Head right here, as he is going to go for the Protect, and we're just going to fire it off again. I don't care if he goes Bisharp. I don't honestly see him hard switching into Bisharp. He could, I guess, if he wants to. But I really do see him trying to make the try-hard play. But he actually ends up going out to Bisharp, so Infernape is the play of choice no matter what. It is the switch in. Yum! That looks like Life Orb damage as well. So we can hit whatever's going to come out with a Will-O-Wisp, as it is going to be his Alakazam. Coming in at full. Ooh! However, it's now burnt. Now, burnt Alakazam is a happy me. Definitely. I don't think my Clef is 2-hit KO'd by this thing. Really don't. So I'm going to go out to Clefable. I really don't think it's 2-hit KO by Psychic, and also I don't want him going for Shadow Ball, predicting my, yeah. Yum! I don't want him going for Shadow Ball, predicting my, Jirachi to come out. So we're going to go for Rocks right here, as, I want those Rocks just to pressure him to spin them away, honestly. Because he got that Spadef drop, he's definitely going for Shadow Ball right here. However, I can now go out into my Torn and just go for U-turn. I could also go for Knockoff if I wanted to knock off the incoming Sylveon, but I think Knockoff is fine as well, actually. Maybe I should have went for U-turn right there. However, I can now go for U-turn no matter what play he does, because I will be able to outspeed anything. If he wants to go for Wish, that'll be completely fine, because Alakazam is going to come in. Basically, I get to click Earth Power 100% once I bring in my Nidoqueen, because he can't Wish past Alakazam after the Stealth Rock damage. He actually ended up going for the Heal Bell, so now I can safely click Earth Power right now. I can safely click Earth Power, as he's going to go for Protect. Earth Power still hits everything on his team. He might just sack Keldeo here, but now I'm going to go for Sludge Wave as he ends up staying in. So that's great. Keldeo might actually just die. Excadrill is going to come out. I'm not going to let him spin, so I'm going to go for Earth Power. If he does try and spin, he's going to be punished for it, trying to bring back his Keldeo. If he goes for Earthquake, that's fine as well. Because now what I could do is go right on to my Jirachi, actually. And, oh, sorry, my chair. The reason I went to Jirachi is because I wanted to go for the U-turn just to get off a little bit more damage on him. If he wants to sack his, if he wants to sack Keldeo, that's fine as well. So he does end up sacking Keldeo, or he does choose to sack Keldeo as I go for U-turn. I think he was scouting for the Fire Punch as well. The reason I went that is because if he stayed in, I could have just went out to my Torn. I'm not worried about this monster. But Excadrill is going to come back out, and what I am going to do is go for U-turn one more time out into my Rotom Wash. And Rotom Wash just has a good matchup versus him. The more damage I get off on Excadrill, the better, because I can potentially flinch him to death. So we're going to sack Rotom right here. If he goes for Rock Slide, that's fine as well. Goes for Earthquake, which I do not mind. I can now just go out into my Torn and just go for Heat Wave, honestly. Heat Wave will knock out Excadrill. It also knocks out Bisharp if Bisharp wants to come in. And Bisharp is something I could see him going out into. As he goes Alakazam. I think outside the box. So we do not do enough to his Alakazam. However, I will be able to go for a second Heat Wave. I don't want to go for U-turn and have him go Excadrill right here, predicting me to go for that. Do I actually mind if he does that? No, I want to be in versus him 100%. So we are able to knock out his Alakazam, and Bisharp is going to come out. I do have Infernape, which is a pretty solid switch no matter what he does. You know, if I burnt his Excadrill, I would have just straight up won this game, unfortunately. But that's the game we play. I can hard switch into my Torn here because he cannot knock me out from full with any attack he wants to go for as he goes for Rock Slide, predicting that good play on his part. But then I have Jirachi, as he actually is going to predict my Jirachi. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad he's making these plays. However, I still think I'm fine. Like, he has to double right here into Excadrill, but regardless of all the rocks, as long as rocks are keeping like up on the field, Excadrill is still going to be pressured. I really wish I hit that Will-O-Wisp too, because then I wouldn't be dealing with this. But this is good. I'm glad he's playing the late game well. I really am. Like, I'm 100% glad he's playing the late game well. Like, right now he has to double out into Excadrill, I would think, because there's no way he can knock out my Infernape. So he does go back on the Excadrill, and do I want to make a play now? Do I want to make a play? I can't lose this Mon. So we're going to go into our Torn. I can't lose this Mon at all. Yep. I knew I couldn't lose that Mon, and because that Mon wins the game, and I'll just go right for the Heat Wave right now. Hopefully we do connect. As we do, so Bisharp is going to go down, and, excuse me, and he's going to say good game. It's not 100%, actually it is over, because my Jirachi outspeeds him 100%. It's PokeaimMD, yes it is, sir. That was a good game, bro. I had to save him for an 8 because then Bisharp could become a problem. Good game, dude. So I didn't care if he went for Rock Slide in that play because then I would have been able to bring out my Infernape and just click Will-O-Wisp. And unless he flinched me to death, unless he flinched my Infernape to death and dodged another Will-O-Wisp, I would have just won that game right there. So let's look for another one. That was a good game. I'm glad the way that ended. I'm glad he started making plays too. Alright, so we got a Sand team right now. Very scary Sand team with Metagross, which is a pretty big threat to this team. I really like Infernape as a lead versus him just because it can low kick the T-Tar. And I can also taunt Skarmory. Like, Infernape is a really hard Pokemon for him to switch into. Fortunately, he's off with a Pokemon that's really hard for me to switch into. So, I'm going to have to go Clef here. Clef invites him in 3 Steel types, though, but I hate that. I hate that. I want to go out to Nidoqueen, honestly. But I feel like he'll predict that. I'm going Nidoqueen anyway. Yeah, nice. He's one of them. He goes for T-Wave turn 1. So I'll be able to click Ice Beam right now, as HP Ice is going to get a crit, but it does not knock me out. And we're able to get rid of his Thundurus with the Ice Beam. So unfortunately, he got that crit. However, I'm glad to get rid of Thundurus because I don't have to play against any T-Wave shenanigans or anything like that. Keldeo is going to come out. Rotom Wash does so much work versus his team. I do not want to risk going out into that. I really want to save Nidoqueen, though, because it can hit his Skarmory. But then again, Nidoqueen doesn't do as much, so I'll just go for Earth Power, as he's going to go for Icy Wind. Interesting play. I will be able to go out into my Clef right now, and we are going to click Thunder Wave just in case he goes Metagross or something like that. I guess Extra Drill could come out as well, but Extra Drill is hard walled because it is the other Extra Drill. T-Tart the Clef's counter. Guess he just wants to get up rocks too. That's completely fine. I'll get up my rocks right here, as he is not fully paralyzed. Unfortunate. But I will be able to go out to Rotom Wash right now, expecting his Extra Drill to want to come out. He actually ends up staying in, I guess, trying to Stone Edge. I'm not sure. We're gonna Hydro Pump this thing though. Weaken this thing just a bit. Waste his Sand turns. It gets fully paralyzed. Unfortunate. Like, I can't say anything else against that. I don't know what else to say. That's unfortunate. I can always Healing Wish back up my Rotom, which is why I'm playing it like this. Yeah, Stone Edge does not do too much at all. It turns out he does have a Smooth Rock on this T-Tar. Do you want to go for Volt Switch right now? Not really. Not really, because I don't want to invite Excadrill in. So we're able to get rid of the T-Tar. Those unfortunate pairs for him. I don't know why he didn't hard switch into Excadrill though. I don't know why he would Stone Edge and waste your Sand turns, especially when you had 3 Steel types on the team. Then again, when he did see, that, I guess he didn't expect. When he did see Thunder Wave, he kind of was like, "Oh no, Thunder Wave!" But what we can do right here is just go Clef on the Keldeo. If he wants to go for Hydro Pump, that's fine. He goes for Secret Sword. I think this is Scarf Keldeo? I'm not sure. I'm going to fire off a Thunder Wave no matter what play he makes. Because if he wants to try and hard switch into Metagross, I would rather Thunder Wave that thing than anything else happening, as Excadrill is going to come out. I know that my Keldeo can outspeed. Not my Keldeo, my Infernape can outspeed him. I don't expect him to go for Earthquake right now, because he's not Mold Breaker. We're making the hard switch into Infernape. He's going to go for either Rock Slide or U-Turn right here, as he actually goes right for the Earthquake. Wow. Considering he's not Mold Breaker, I can respect that play, I guess. But I just get to Pain Split up right now. Like, he's not Mold... Is he CTC? He's definitely not Mold Breaker. I would expect the Rock Slide or anything. I mean, if it had that worked out for me, I would have been able to burn his Excadrill, but either way, I get HP back this turn with my Rotom, which will allow me to take on the majority of his team. Keldeo is going to come out, and Volt Switch does kill at that part. We know he's Scarf. It actually does not kill. Wow. Oh man, I'm off with my calcs today. But like, I'm not too worried because, like I said, I can just Healing Wish back up my Rotom, which is why I was going to stay in right there. And I'll just be able to click Knock Off right now. If he wants to stay in, I'll be able to knock him out. If he switched out, it would punish the Excadrill by getting rid of its Life Orb, obviously. Metagross is going to come out, and what I can do is just go for the Heat Wave just to do a bit of damage. I guess maybe I should be conserving my Torn, but we're able to get off a nice amount of damage right there with the Heat Wave. As I'm actually going to save, yeah, now I'm going to save my Torn, because at this point, Torn can still check Excadrill with Heat Wave if Rotom gets flinched down enough, and we could just go for the Moonblast right there. Thunder Wave would have been a fine play, but Moonblast was just in case he went Excadrill. And what I can do is, I'm not going to flinch him just yet. I'm just going to go for Healing Wish, just in case he wants to try and... well, thankfully he didn't get the attack raise. I'm thinking he's just going to go Skarmory anyway. As he actually ends up going Excadrill, that's, again, completely fine. I'll be able to bring back out my Rotom right now. We are physically defensive Rotom, so we do beat Excadrill 1v1 in theory. In theory. As long as that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, that happened, so I think we're going to lose to him because... Why'd you go for Iron Head? Now he's going for the accurate flinch. I didn't even realize I didn't have Whitney this entire time. That's crazy. Then he misses that turn right there, so I thankfully connect as... He goes Skarmory, interestingly enough. I don't know why, because he's just giving me HP. Goes for Whirlwind too. Like, I really don't know why he made that play. He just gave me HP on top of everything else. So I'll be able to 2KO him with the Heat Wave, as he is going to go for Brave Bird. So that's even better for me because now Rotom just comes straight out and I don't have to risk him going for Meteor Mash on my Heat Wave miss, I guess. I don't know. How much does Hydro Pump do to Mega Metagross? Rotom Wash. Oh, you physically defense. I didn't even realize I didn't have Whitney this entire time, man. I'm tired, guys. I really am tired. I jumped this 37 to 44%. He's at 32. Yeah, we definitely kill. I don't even know why I thought about cocking that. But again, we still have to play around with flinches. As thankfully we break through and we are able to come out on top. So that was a really, really weird battle. I think I was impatient at times. I was definitely impatient at times. And also, a lot of his moves just threw me off. I got a bit lucky too, even though he flinched me down. I mean, like, I got pretty lucky early on as well, I guess. We got another team, and this guy, these monsters. What was all these monsters? God. Holy crap, man. 2D over 3D? Get out of here. What the hell? Real woman. Better than fake. Oh my gosh. Anyway, dude, he literally has these monsters, and this is bad because balance is kind of torn apart by this stuff. Maybe I can flinch him to death if I weaken everything enough. Leading off with Nidoqueen. I'm gonna try and catch that Garchomp. As he leads off with Bisharp, that's amazing because now we get to do some damage with Earth Power. His entire team is grounded, bar the Gengar, and I do have a switch into that being my my Torn, which is like the best offensive pivot and offensive switch into Gengar in the game right now. Unless you want to count like a AV Skuntank or something. I don't know. But Torn is just an all-around great switch, and especially with no rocks up. Torn is just low risk because he actually ends up going out to Gengar, so that's completely fine. We're going to go out to Torn now. It's, again, the safest play as he goes for sub. I guess he's sub-wisp. Looks like he's sub-wisp. He hit him with a knockoff! And his sub will drop as he's going to go for wisp right there. I don't know how much I mind that. What do I want to do here? Do I want to go for U-turn? I think I want to go for U-turn. Because if he goes Metagross, I get to fire off. Why would he stay in? I don't want him to be one of those that stays in. I guess if he's Hex, let me just go for knockoff, whatever. Like, I want to go for U-turn expecting him to go Metagross. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter if I go for U-turn and he switches out because I'll be able to see what he goes out into. But I really want to go for U-turn expecting like Metagross to want to come out or Garchomp. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. What is Blunder asking me about? Joe. He said Joe. Previous. Okay. I think he wants to record. But we're able to get rid of Assault Vest Bisharp's item. Okay. I'm going to go Infernape. If he wants to go for the Pursuit because he's Assault Vest, I guess he could have Pursuit. I don't think he'll kill just because he's Assault Vest. I honestly don't. This is a really weak Bisharp. If he was Assault Vest, he should have stayed in turn 1. Yeah. I'll hop in S-Tour final. And yeah, record. Almost done with mine. Sorry, I just wanna. I gotta talk with my friends. You know, Smogon Tour Finals is actually coming out. Because right now it's like Megan versus Tsung in 30 minutes. It's 6 p.m. when I'm recording this. So he goes for a knockoff. Unfortunately, gets a crit. I don't know how much it matters though, but I'll be able to fire off a Will-O-Wisp right here. My Torn is still at a good amount of HP, especially after the Regenerator. I'm at full HP, so I don't really mind. I could just fire off a Will-O-Wisp just in case he goes Garchomp, just in case he goes Starmie. I think those are the only two plays he would make right here. I guess Gengar could work too. Yeah, so Starmie comes out. On these types of teams, it's usually offensive Starmie, so that's really good that I was able to hit it with that. I can go out to my Torn. I can take one analytic boosted attack with a burn. I'm pretty positive. I just want to use Torn to pivot, honestly, into Rotom or into Jirachi, depending on what he makes. The good thing is him being burnt again, especially if he's analytic Starmie, is that it helps me sweep him later with Choice Scarf Ironhead. That's the play I'm going for. I hate facing these types of teams of balance. Free tomorrow morning, like 12 Eastern. Are you free tomorrow morning? Yes. Yes, I am. Blunder wants to record, so that it does not look like analytic. That was definitely a crit, but it does not look like analytic Starmie. I can tell you that. So I'm gonna go out to my Jirachi right here. He gets a crit. I'm going out to Jirachi just in case he wants to go for a double attack, but a part of me can just see him going into his Garchomp as well. I think I'll go Clef actually. I could see him going Garchomp on the U-turn or something like that. So he actually goes Bisharp. This is a this Bisharp sucks. I'm getting on my rocks first. I'm Thunder Waving it first, and I'm getting on my rocks. This Bishop is terrible, and just in case he wants to try and predict my Infernape. Like, this thing is a Assault Vest Bishop. It's not beating me 1v1. I could Thunder Wave this thing and sit up on it for days. I'm just getting a little bit impatient. You probably shouldn't make these plays, but... crippled. Crippled indefinitely. Indefinitely. Now we get up those rocks. That's what I like to see. And then what do I do from there? Like, he's just gonna go out into his, he's just gonna go out into his Starmie after and spin him. So I'm not sure why I did that. But I mean, I crippled the Bishop, which is cool. This is one less threat. I'll go for Fire Blast right here. I don't expect him to switch out, but I'll go for Fire Blast just in case he does. If I don't expect him to switch out, why am I going for Fire Blast? It can miss as well. I'll just go for Earth Power. If he goes Gengar, he goes Gengar. Earth Power is my most accurate move anyway on this team. Actually, there's like 3 attacks on this that doesn't miss, but 2 of them, one of them resists. The other one is an Ice Beam. The other one just doesn't even work on him, so. Would you consider that a resist? No, that's an immunity. That would be considered an immunity. But I'm going to go for Earth Power because I'm getting impatient as hell versus this guy. I really am. It's taking a while to pick his moves. I'm glad I went for Earth Power right there over Fire Blast because Garchomp is going to come out, and I'm definitely going to go for the second Earth Power. I don't want him getting up rocks. I'd rather sack this thing than him getting up rocks. Yeah, I think my voice cracked a little bit right there, but he doubles into Gengar, which is fine. I think he thinks I'm choice in some sort of way, so I'm going to go for Ice Beam. It will be able to break his sub, and it will 2-hit KO him as well, as he goes for the sub right there. And I believe Fire Blast actually takes him out. So Nidoqueen putting in a little bit of work this late game. I'm pretty sure Fire Blast will be able to take him out. He does reveal the disable right there, so we are able to knock out the Gengar. Nice! And Garchomp is low. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Want a bulk? Yeah, sure. Sure. Working on my quads, my tries. Might as well bulk. Freaking blood. Anyway. Nah, he wants to bulk record tomorrow, sure. Anyway, so we're able to get rid of his Gengar, which is huge. He could go Cure him here. If I was my opponent, I would go out to Starmie just because you 100% get off a spin this turn. Not that it matters as much, I guess. Rocks don't matter. Like, if he wants to go for Rapid Spin, I'm going for Earth Power again. So I will... If he goes Starmie, I'm clicking Earth Power. If he goes Metagross, I'm praying he's adamant. If he goes Garchomp, I really think he thought I was Choice Scarf or something. Infernape in the back is pretty big as well because it can check Kyurem depending on the Kyurem speed. Infernape does run a lot of speed. I need to kill Bisharp or knock it out, whatever, you know, for those of you that say Pokemon are not pixels, pixels are people too. No, they're not. Pixels are not people. People are people. So Starmie comes out, and like I said, I want to prevent the spin or at least punish him if he does go for the spin. So I'm going to stay in and go for Earth Power. If he goes for Psychic, he will be able to knock me out, yes, but I want to keep up my rocks no matter what my opponent wants to do. So I can now go out into my Jirachi. Actually, I think Torn would have been the better play right there, but it doesn't matter. I can go for U-turn 100%. I need to keep Rotom healthy as well because his Metagross is a threat. And right here, if he wants to go out into Garchomp, it will be taking a lot of damage anyway. I don't necessarily need HP on Jirachi because it's not like I need it to be able to take Sucker Punches and things like that. But we're going to go for U-turn because it is 100% the best play. Knocks out Starmie. It lets me go out into something like Tornadus, which can prevent Garchomp from getting up rocks. And if he wants to sack that Starmie, that's huge. I think he would also, like Metagross Bisharp, basically the bottom 3 Pokemon he has right here. This is the only Pokemon I could see him going out into, as he actually chooses to bring out the Garchomp as we get a crit. He's definitely defensive Garchomp if that was a crit. Again, the game plan is prevent the spin as well, or punish him for the spin. So I'm going to go out into my Torn right here, and I'm pretty sure a burnt Tornadus is... I don't think Tornadus' burnt knockoff is going to be knocking him out, excuse me. Burnt. I know for a fact, like, Tank Chomp is going to live this. Yum, 4%. How much does Heat Wave do? Heat Wave does 10 to 12, so Heat Wave is okay right here. Heat Wave will be able to knock him out. It also hits Bisharp if he wants to try and make the Bisharp play, so I'm going with Heat Wave. Again, it can miss, but like, you know, I'm going to do more damage to me than Knockoff is going to do to him. I do not have 160 special attack, so timeout, timeout, timeout. I think I have 64 special attack. Heat Wave could still knock him out, though. It still has a chance. I'm going for it. The chance is worth it, I think. Heat Wave has a nice chance to knock him out. It's higher chance than Hurricane hitting, I would say. And he goes Metagross, so that's perfect. I do a hell of a lot to his Metagross. I don't know if he's BP Metagross. I'm not entirely sure. But he is 100% in range of Iron Head now. So we can just go for knockoff right now, as he is not BP Metagross. So we're able to get rid of the Metagross. Perfect. We don't have to deal with that later on. Garchomp is still in range of the... I get a text? Yes, I did. I get a text. I got 2. Garchomp is still in range of... basically, Iron Head is going to be winning right now. Bisharp is going to come out, and I don't really want to deal with this Mon. To be honest, I'll just go for Heat Wave as he goes for Sucker Punch. Completely fine. I can now go out to Infernape. I need to kill Bisharp like if I want to win. If I just bring it down to one Pokemon, I win 100%. So I'm going to go Infernape right here. And we're going to go for the Slack Off on the Garchomp switch sack, I think. I think that's fine. I don't think he'd sack Starmie right here. He definitely sack Garchomp, and he's definitely defensive, so I know that my Infernape will be able to outspeed him. I'm running a lot of speed on this thing. And if he goes for Sucker Punch, that's fine. I get off a Slack Off anyway. I don't know if Starmie would come out. It is Analytic Starmie. It is Analytic Starmie. That was really weak, though. That Psychic did nothing to my Tornadus. Tornadus is just ridiculously bulky. Yeah, Tornadus is just ridiculously bulky versus... like, to see Analytic Starmie's crit Psychic do, what was it, 60%? That's nothing. So he does sack the Garchomp right there, as I am able to recover with the Slack Off, and I'm pretty positive he's defensive just based on the damage that crit U-turn did. Like, he has to be running some sort of max. So, I will be able to go right for the low kick right now. At 4%, that should, in theory, knock out Garchomp. If I'm real, I go for the taunt on his rocks just to assert dominance. I go for taunt right on his rocks just to assert dominance right now. It's actually a terrible play. But the good thing is, if Starmie wants to go for the spin, I'm keeping Infernape alive because Infernape beats his team once Starmie dies. And Starmie has to come in right now. Starmie has to come in. I believe Starmie has to come in. Yep. And once he knocks anyone out, if he goes for Psychic right here or goes for Rapid Spin, I would go for Psychic. I'm like, Rotom is my play no matter what he does. Because even if he sub Kyurem, the combination of, let's say he goes for Psychic right here and then goes up to Kyurem and subs up, I Volt Switch 100% with Rotom no matter what he does. And then Jirachi clicks Iron Head, and then Infernape just wins with Low Kick twice. So he does choose to go for Psychic. So he's going to go down to the combination of Life Orb plus Burn, which means we keep up rocks for that Kyurem as well as for Bisharp, which is... doesn't really matter. You don't really see sub Kyurem these days, though. You really don't see sub Kyurem these days. At all. So I could see him either being Choice Scarf just because his team is lacking a bit in speed, especially because he has like AV Bisharp. What is, I don't even know why I said that, but like it's definitely lacking in some speed. He could have been Agility Gross, I guess, because he didn't have BP. I'm personally not a fan of BP on Gross, though. On this team, I probably would have put BP on Gross just because it's very, very, very weak to Weavile. Like Weavile kills everything on the team, especially if it's low kick. Like Metagross can't even switch into that. Ice Cold Crash, regular form, knockoff. Can knock it out or at least do some damage, but we're going to hit him with a Volt Switch right now, as he is going to go right for the Iron Head. Okay. As he is going to go right for the Outrage. I don't know if he's banded or not, but we'll be able to go for the Iron Head right there, as he is not banded, but he does die to Rock. So what I can do is just go for Iron Head again. It's really safe, unless he's AV SD Bisharp. Then he'd be a lord. If this guy is AV, SD Bisharp, and he has the AV just for the knockoff, just so he could take the hit, and then he has SD as one of his final moves, this man is a 100% lord. But I think he was Scarf Kyurem, just based on the outrage damage. I guess he could have been AV as well. I think he was Scarf Kyurem, though, just because, like I said, his team didn't have any any sort of speed control on it. Like no Thunder Wave user. I guess Starmie could have had Thunder Wave. He switches out into Bisharp though, which doesn't necessarily matter. I actually get a crit on it, but like I said, rocks are on the field. And hard switching into Infernape is 100% my best play. Even if he is SD Bisharp, he actually does reveal the Pursuit this turn, but that's just getting him one more kill, as I can just go right onto Infernape, click Low Kick, and Low Kick will be able to knock out the Bisharp. And then like I said, Kyurem Black does go down to Stealth Rock upon switching, so unless this is Defog, Scarf Defog, Defoggity ability for priority Defog, Event Bisharp right now, I'm pretty positive I win. But just in case that happens, I should probably go for Taunt. No, because it's priority in my fake abilities. So just hit him with a low kick. Come on, bro. Pad, bro. It's over. Even if he gets a crit Sucker Punch, it won't be able to knock me out. So able to knock him out with the low kick, and then Kyurem Black is going to go down to the Stealth Rock, and that is going to be good game, dude. So that was definitely a really long game. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free, of course, to subscribe and leave a like. You know, love your comments as well. You guys can go check out the I'm Tired shirts if you want, as well as the hoodies. They're available for 11 more days. And until next time, guys, later.